Hey, it's your girl Black Queen. The topic today is once a cheetah, always a cheetah. Is that true? So I've asked a couple people how they felt. One person said, yeah, they feel it's true because history has showed it. They've been in a couple relationships where the person that they was with cheated on them. They gave them another chance, started trying to make it work. Boom, happened all over again. So they're like, once a cheater, always a cheater. It happened to me. I'm not going to keep playing victim to it. Another person said no, they had a spouse that did cheat. They found out, they separated, and they got back together. They tried it again, and after that, she said she never felt uneasy again. That once they got back together, everything was new, everything was better. So she begs to differ. For me, I'm 50-50 with it. I feel like it can be true, and I feel like it also cannot be true as well. Like, because I dealt with somebody that said that they was not gonna cheat, they never cheated, whatever, same line. And I didn't find out until after I left that he was actually cheating a whole heck of a lot. But it was like when I left, I already just was leaving because I felt like something was up, and I didn't want to get no STDs. I didn't want to get sick. I didn't even want to deal with the drama that came with it. So I left, and I'm happy after I left. That's when everything got exposed, so I didn't have to look like I had egg on my face. Gonna stay around just because, like, no, I had absolutely no idea. And the way I found out was kind of messy, but I'm happy I found out. But I wasn't shocked I found out that way, especially from the person that exposed it. So I appreciate him at the end of the day, but still. Um, I think when you cheat, it's the same as lying to somebody because it's like you could have prevented it. You had the option of not doing it and you still chose to do it. You went out of your way to actually hurt somebody. Like when you lie to people, most of the time you're lying out of fear because you're scared of the consequence, and that person's reaction, can be intimidating, or that person can be intimidating to a certain extent. So that puts you into a corner of wanting to lie to get out of the situation. And if you're not comfortable with somebody, or you're not, like you don't want to get called out or whatever they would say on a situation, you're gonna lie as well. So it's just like when you cheat, you're going out of your way to put yourself in a situation for you to cheat. You're in an area where, or you're around a person where you know that that attraction is there, or you know that you already want to do this, so this is the reason you're going to do it. Like, and there is cases where things just happen. I'm not going to play dumb into that either, but it's still just like, if you don't go and tell the person after you did it, then you're not playing victim to it. You chose to do that. If it really just happened and you're willing to take that consequence because you want that person to know, some people will look at that and respect that more than if you waited super long to not tell them, then you kept going after that because you're like, look, I got away with it once, you feel me? And then it don't come out until you actually get busted. So it's just like, I feel when it comes to cheating, how you go about it can justify a person's character. Never okay to cheat, but really and truthfully, how you go about it shows your character, in my eye anyway. I'm not saying my word is law, but in my eye, that's how I perceive it. But just because you tell me to, don't mean we can still be an us. You know what I'm saying? Like, I will have respect for you. That means too we can walk away with no bad blood because I respect the fact that you came to me and told me the truth. I can do that, just like you would have to respect the fact that I don't want to be in a relationship with somebody that cheats on me. Like, that's physical contact. Like, not okay at all. So I'm not going to be in a relationship where I feel like that's okay, because I feel even if it happened once, it could possibly happen again. Now, if you come to me as my partner and you say, like, look, this is taking place and it's causing me to want to wander elsewhere, can we fix it? Then that's giving me a heads up prior to it happening. So me as your spouse on my half have to take that information and either try to actually make it work, execute it, or express to you, I feel the same way. This is something we both have to work on. Or, you can, like, really, I feel like those are the top two, one or the other. So it's just like you make that choice at the end of the day to want to make it work or not make it work. And I feel like the person that is willing to have the conversation prior to it actually happen is a person that really wants it to work. They want this to be a forever thing, possible, possibility. So it's just like you got to put forth that effort. Anything that happens, an action always gets a reaction. So anything that happens, you're prepared for the outcome. And if my partner comes to me and says, this is the things that you're doing, or the lack of that you're doing, is causing me to want to see if I can get it somewhere else willingly, without force, and taken, you as a spouse, once you get that information, you have to dig down in yourself. Do you feel it's worth trying to fix and recuperate? Do you think you just want to walk away for the fact that it's just like you're really not giving it your all? Like, how do you go about that, And I feel for me, if my spouse came and said that to me, I'm going to do whatever possible. Because at the end of the day, that is where I want to be. Because it's just a respect factor is really there. And actual love is there. It's harder to tell somebody the truth than anything. Because the truth can always hurt. So you got to figure out, when it comes to having certain relationships, are you ready to be told that truth so you can genuinely get to the root of the issue and start making it work for years to come? Or are you just wanting a temporary feel for that moment and you're just like, hey, I got what I could get from it and I'm done? Like, these are questions you got to ask yourself, and these are things you got to consider. But hey, I'm here. Talk to me, you guys. I see one viewer. I appreciate you. I can't see who you are. If you want to chat it up with me and let me know your thoughts. Let me check and see. First time going live, by the way, too. So I'm trying to get it going. But also, I'm curious to what other people think. Who do you guys think cheats the most? You guys think females cheat the most in a relationship, or do you think males cheat the most in a relationship? And why? These are the people that are going to come in or that are here now watching. Give me your response if you like. But for me, I don't know. I think it's 50-50 because reasons behind cheating are different. So I feel like it's 50-50 for both. I feel for men, they cheat a lot because they like, a lot of them, I think, like options, or they're scared of commitment. Or, physical, like they lose physical interest in the person that they're with. They have an emotional attachment still to that person, but physically they lose attraction, And some, they just feel like they're not getting certain things that they require out of a relationship. So they try to find somebody else to fill that void. But I asked a couple of my guy friends in the past, what made them cheat. Really and truthfully, it was just on a gullible thing. Like, she had a fat ass, like, and it looked really nice. And I didn't feel like I'd see that opportunity again. So if she let me smash, I did it. And that's what happened. So for them, the ones that I have asked, it was mainly just a physical thing. Ladies, I think it's some their partners aren't pleasing them enough. They don't want to leave the relationship. They just want it from somewhere else. So it'll be a physical thing sometimes. The partner just don't please them. For others, they're tired in their relationship. They feel like they've invested so much time that they don't want to leave it, but they feel like somebody else is willing to give them the same, and it don't have to be a committed thing, like they just get it whenever they need it, and then it's whatever. Others, Some cheat for financial purposes, you know, like some just are like, hey, what God blessed me with is going to make me some money, you know, and there's low income at the house and I need my ends. So I'm going to do what I got to do. Like, for some women, there's different things. For some men, it's the same thing. I saw an episode of Cheetahs and a dude got caught up and he was a gigolo. He said, I needed my money. Like, how do you think I was paying rent? I didn't have a job. Like, I was paying for our rent, paying our car notes. I was getting everything done. So he was a high paid one. And he was just like, I didn't know how to come and tell you that this is what I was doing. And I didn't think you'd accept it. And then she turned around and said, if you would have told me up jump, I probably would have went with it because you was paying for everything. The money I made from my job went to my pocket. So I had no complaints. But the fact that you kept it from me and kept lying to me about it and sneaking around doing what you was doing, I can't respect you and I can't trust you for it. So now I don't want to be with you. So see, goes back to what I said earlier. If you communicate with the person and you let them know from jump, a respect level might be built different. You know, like you might actually get away with what it is that you're attempting to do. Some people operate different. You never know. But it's just like, for the ones that just are cheating for the physical too, ladies, because your man is just not where it's at when it comes to the bedroom. You try to teach him and he's just hooked on phonics with it. So you're getting your rocks off somewhere else. Like, hey, I don't feel cheating is ever okay, but things do happen. Situations do present themselves, things do occur. And it sucks sometimes because it's just like it's always a give and take thing. A handful of people, no, I'll say probably like 45% of people, 45-50% of people, some cheat for dumb reasons. The other half, I feel like, cheat for reasons that they're not justifiable, but they make you think and they make you wonder, like, as that person's partner, did I really do all I could to avoid this from happening? Like, did I really pay attention to the signs that this could have happened if I just decided to take a different route? You know, like, pay attention to my spouse and what they were saying. Could this have made things better? Like, so sometimes those things happen too. So it's just like, it's genuinely a give and take. And for the people that do forgive their spouse for cheating and they try again, I take my hat off to you, because that's giving your relationship, real talk in my eye, a fighting chance. Like, you really are willing, and it's an unconditional thing for real, because that's a big disrespect factor. Like, it is. No matter how you flip it, it's still a disrespect factor. You went outside of your relationship. It's a disrespect factor. So if you can forgive that and you can give that person the opportunity to make things right, take my hat off to you. Now, this is basically just a conversation off of boyfriend and girlfriend. If you're married and this happens, it's kind of like, really, how do you handle that? Because you took those vows till death do us part, you know, for sickness and health, for good and bad, you know, for ups and downs, for better or for worse. So it's just like, that is a worse moment. Do you continue to stay, or do you use that thing they call divorce, or do you use a certified separation? Like, how do you get over something like that happens? Because it's just like, it's hard to look at somebody the same once they've gone out their way to hurt you. Or it's hard to look at somebody the same when they betrayed you, because that genuinely means that they just did whatever it was to make themselves feel better. They didn't put your feelings into consideration. So it's just like, how can that factor really, you know, like, how can that factor into a forgiving thing, or factor into a trying again thing? Like, these are questions you got to ask yourself. And I ask myself that a lot. Like, if my spouse was to cheat, what would you really do? Like, I say all the time, like, I'll leave. But it makes me think back too, like, do we have the conversations that say, like, this is what you got to pay attention to? Do we have the conversations that state, like, I feel like this isn't taking place, and I need this to take place more because I'm feeling like I'm gonna sway this way. Or, do we even have those conversations where it's not even I'm gonna sway this way, but this is what I feel is taking place and we need to fix it because it's not making me happy. Like, those are things you got to put into factor. Like, do we have enough sexual, do we have enough sex or something? Like, are we intimate enough? And not even in a sexual, like, not even in a sex factor, but intimate in the point of embracement. Do we embrace each other enough? Do we communicate enough to the point that we feel comfortable in the skin that we're in with one another? Like, are these things that are done? Like, are we fixing issues that we have in our relationship, genuinely fixing them because we want more? Or are we just temporarily fixing them because it feels better now? Like, these are things you got to ask yourself, because it'll make you resent that person down the line when you continuously don't ask yourself what more are you willing to take, or what more are you willing to say to try to get your point across. Like, what actions are you willing to take? Do you want to go the route of constantly having to act childish to get a reaction? Do you want to go the route to keep head on confronting the situation? Do you want to go around the sugarcoating factor, sweetly telling them in a softer kind of way? Like, how do you want to handle it? How do you feel your partner would digest the information better, so it doesn't come off in a sense of you telling them F you suck, but it comes in a sense of like, I care about you enough to know that something is missing and I need it to be fixed. So it's just like, you got to get to know your partner too, to know when certain things might ensue. That's all I'm saying. Because people show you signs with their body language that they don't show you with their mouth. So a lot of the time, that quote that they say, not even the quote, this is just what I say, so I call it a quote. Like, I'm gonna just watch your actions and not listen to your words. And if I listen to your words, I hear you once and I watch you twice. Because it's just like, if you've already done something to make me question it, that's how I have to look at it. Because your word already didn't play right. So now your actions have to show me right. But it's just, if you haven't done anything to cross me, then I'm always going to listen to you first. Pay attention to your actions as well. But I'm always going to listen, because it's better to hear what somebody has to say than to just assume. It's better to ask questions than to just assume. But when you get in your feelings and you get upset, it's hard to do that, because you see your view and you want to make sure that person understands it. And you're trying to pay attention to their view, but you just are in your own feelings of how you feel about it. So you're just like, boom, I'm not even trying to listen to you because I don't feel like you're listening to me. So what's the point? That can push people to do things that they wouldn't normally do. And we don't even pay attention to it because we're just like, off rip, this is just an argument, like, this is what couples have. But to others, it's just like, that was my ticket, that was my coin to insert, to just take the opportunity. Because look, you already mad, you gonna keep being mad. Like, hey, she ain't gonna be mad, you feel me? We ain't gonna have no problems. He ain't gonna be mad, you feel me? He ain't gonna have no problems. So it's just like, you got to try to build certain factors in your relationship to want to make sure cheating does not take place. So cheating is not thought about. I don't want to just focus on the negative of it. I want to focus on the positives. Because when a partner cheats, for those that do forgive and get back, when you take them back and you guys can have that adult conversation, they can reveal to you something that you wouldn't have thought was possible. Like, you wouldn't have thought really was taking place at all. But when you sit and actually pay attention, then you're like, okay, look, he or she was doing that a lot, like, he or she was saying that too. Like, she was trying to show me, but I, like, like, it makes you recap. It makes you think back. What did I play part in this to take place? Like, what was my ticket? Like, what helped me get my partner into this space where they had to go out of me, And it sucks when you have to analyze yourself, because they'll always say, like, it's not you, it's me, or whatever, like, I messed up. Why did you mess up? What made you do that? Because if you don't ask that question, When you leave, you're going to still be thinking the same thing over and over and over again. What did I do? What could I have done different? This, and this. Was it my fault? Was it his fault? Was it her fault? Like, what? What was it? When you can just ask that question and figure it out. If that person continues to lie to you, especially if you know the answer and that person lies to you, continuously lies to you, that person was just being sneaky. They just wanted to go do what they wanted to do, because it's just like, you feel me? Like, I'm not, it was you. Why was it you? Like, why you gotta tell me it wasn't? I know it was. Tell me what's up. You know, if you can keep lying, then I'm not about to gonna, that's what I'm really about to be out. There ain't no, let's talk about it later. Let's link up and have lunch. I don't even want to have a snack with you. I don't want to, no. Just, but if you come to me and you let me know, boom, this is what happened. I'm not happy about it. I know you're not happy about it. Let's try to make it work. Sounds crazy, but let's try to make it work. Because I didn't want to do this. I just felt like I was getting, you know, but don't use that as an excuse to do it. If you get caught or you decide, you know, like, just don't use that as an excuse. Be genuine when you're doing this confession. Be honest. Don't just do it and make the confession because the person on the side is like, I'm a tell. If you don't, you know, don't do it like that. Be honest. Be genuine. Let that person know, like, look, I messed up. I wanted to tell you before you found out, because I want us to fix it and I want us to make it work. Once you do that, then everything else can be fixed. Everything else, I'm telling you, will be figured out. It really will. But I've gone on my rant for a little bit. Not even my rant, my little topic. You guys leave comments, like, unlike, subscribe, share. If you unlike it, tell me why you unlike it. If you like it, tell me why you like it. You have any suggestions for the next topic, let me know. And I should be posting again more than likely tomorrow. All my kings and queens, keep shining. Much love.